Good morning. Good morning. This is two spreads this morning because we are at or on our way to Machu Picchu. And this would is always going to be on a bucket list for me. I doubt I will ever get there, but it's a wild dream. Um, and this paper, that book, I cannot tell you how much I love this book. I saw somebody on Instagram, and of course I had to get it. And it is luscious. Okay, so not finished with that book at all. I made paper for today, the first spread on Procreate, and it's got Inca artwork in the background, and Machu Picchu, and sun gods, and llamas, and a passport stamp, all blended into the background also. And I love doing this. I have done a ton of it. I love it, love it, love it. Still have not fallen out of love with it. But it makes for a very simple background and still topic appropriate and um, a slightly colorful background, and I love it. So there in my fingers is the journaling that I'm going to transfer to another piece of paper, and it says, Cusco is the Oxford, Cambridge, and Bath of the Andes, a cultural city not to be missed. But don't forget, Michael Palin is from England. This is his words. Um, Curious because its heyday lasted little more than 100 years, 1430 to 1572 AD. Two previous civilizations were much more successful, Chavín and Tiahuanaca. I'm saying that all wrong, I'm sorry. But Inca construction is still standing after 600 years. And this is day 85 for him. So that's what I'm writing in here quickly on this little piece of green that has Syrian writing on it, which I'm not upset that I'm clashing cultures here because I love the hieroglyphics of it all. So I decided to just make this simple, but it's still an introduction to Machu Picchu and the magic of Machu Picchu and the magic and mystery of Machu Picchu. These are my words. I see videos about it, and our church has gone there. I did not go foolishly. I wish I had now. We have a mission church down in Mexico or South America somewhere that we sponsor, and one of the groups that went down there to work on it did a side trip to Machu Picchu. Oh, wish I had gone. But our neighbor did, and she told me all about it one day, and I've seen it on the internet, and I love it. The next page was not in my head, again, talking about the paper doing the talking for me. I love to work intuitively. I went through some more scraps that I came across, pulled out some more post-its that my granddaughter painted. These papers here were done with rust and metal elements, creating rust, and watercolor magnifying the rust. That piece right there is from a brake drum and rust. And I decided to use that as kind, and it's got some dirt on it, but I'm wiping all that off. It's kind of a mishmash of the old and the new. Of course, the Incas didn't have brake drums, although they might have. Going down those steep hills, they needed something, and they were quite imaginative and inventive. But I love the idea of using a modern brake drum as a representation of their sun god, which they worshipped quite a bit, and a lot of their life and traditions revolve around the sun. And as much as those civilizations did in those days, and I love this. And so I took my journaling and from Michael Palin. This is day 189 for him. A 3-hour train ride to Ollantaytambo, marking the end of one end of the Sacred Valley, crisscrossing the Urubamba River and ending up at Aguas Calientes Station, which that's hot water, right? Aguas Calientes, I think so. A bus service hairpins upward to the lost city of the Incas, Machu Picchu, rediscovered in 1911 by an American. Next, the dizzying verticals of the world. So I actually did 2 introduction pages to Machu Picchu. He doesn't talk about it a lot, but he does go there, and I think the magic and the mystery of Machu Picchu deserves 2 introduction pages, and that's kind of what I'm using these 2 pages as. And I love the modern and the ancient coming together in this mock sun god, which could have been a stone um, rubbings off of a dial at Machu Picchu, right? Right. That's what I'm going for here. Um, I didn't know it at the time, but it all kind of spoke to me. The magic and the mystery of the sundial spoke to me here in the magic and the mystery of my little art group area in South Carolina. And now we're publicizing it on a modern technology of the interwebs. So this stamp from uh, Ali Edwards' story kit that I subscribe to has this mountain scene in it, and I keep using it a lot in this series. I think this is like the 3rd time I've used it, and I'm just putting ink on the mountain sections. I don't want the words. And in hindsight, at this point, I didn't know what I was doing, and I wouldn't have done this. I would have just enunciated the stone carvings, the stone rubbings that I did while I was in Machu Picchu with Michael Palin, um, and not put that stamp on there. But I didn't know what I was going to do at this point, so I was kind of just throwing ideas out there and using them on paper at the same time. Um, but I kind of blend it back, and I'm okay with that because it just adds more texture to the stone rubbings that I did in Machu Picchu with Michael Palin. And I'm enunciating the outside edges really lightly with my Stabilo woodies and kind of hitting the rivet areas, um, or the holes where the rivets were on this brake drum. This is something I found out on the street one day walking our old dog, Bogey. And I'm going after it with some natural colors, silver, brown, gold, and gray, I think is what I used. And I also get out my Neocolor twos and work on it too, because I wanted a little bit thinner line. But oh my gosh. And here's where I start backing off these stamps a little bit, just doodling over them and in a very, very random, super, super scribbly way, just to create effects. And then I thought, how people do carvings, rubbings of manhole covers and streets. I thought, okay, what if we did that and it had some writing on it that appeared, that said Inca time system or something like that, and a date. So that's when I started to get out my Neocolor 2s and write in small letters, Inca, what did I write? Inca timepiece, Inca timepiece. And and then I was trying to come back with the dates, and I think I did 1432, but I did 1492, which is a clish clash of Columbus discovering America, but that's okay. It was all at the same time, and it's during their heyday, so that's okay. And I'm just kind of, again, highlighting some of the shadowing of the rubbings that I did while I was in Machu Picchu with Michael Palin in 1997. In reality, I was in South Carolina uh, and had not done my first overseas flight yet. I don't think I went to Europe for the first time, which was Italy, until 2006. That is correct, 2006. And then that year we did Italy, California, and I think I went to Israel in 2007 and then Greece in 2008. And Paris somewhere around in there too. Anyhow, I got lost in my Inca time piece. Anyhow, I love this page. Love, 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 love this piece. It's just an imaginative rubbing of a timepiece in Machu Picchu with Michael Palin, which in reality, I wish I had been there. So, love it. Thanks for watching. We're going to really do Machu Picchu. Oh, I did add a little bit of a collage border, just a tiny bit, just 2 pieces to this journaling, just so it didn't look like it was stuck on there with a piece of Post-it. I don't think they had Post-its in the Inca times. So there's lots and lots of technology going on here, all with color and imagination. So is that magical and mystical Incas happening inside me? Yep, I believe so. Pretty soon I'm going to have a pet llama in the backyard. That would be fun. Anyhow, thanks for watching. I appreciate you watching every day, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.